What's the dumbest thing your teacher has ever done? My 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Harrison, was obsessed with fire drills. Like, seriously obsessed. She scheduled one every single month, even though the school only required them once per quarter. Her classroom had this big poster that said, "Practice makes prepared," in giant rainbow letters. One Friday afternoon, this kid named Tyler accidentally knocked his juice box onto the power strip under his desk. You know those cheap ones they sell at the dollar store? Yeah. Sparks started flying everywhere and smoke began curling up from the carpet. The whole thing was making this crackling sound and smelled like burned plastic. Tyler freaked out and shouted "Fire!" at the top of his lungs. The smoke was getting thicker, and you could literally see little orange sparks shooting out. Some kids started screaming. My friend Ashley jumped up and yanked the fire alarm on the wall. But Mrs. Harrison? She just sat at her desk sipping her tea like nothing was happening. She didn't even look up from grading papers. When the alarm started blaring, she rolled her eyes and said, "Nice try, but today's not drill day." We were all staring at her like she'd lost her mind. The smoke was getting worse, and Tyler was backing away from his desk. Some girl near the window started coughing. But Mrs. Harrison actually got mad at Ashley for pulling the alarm. "That's breaking procedure," she said, standing up with her hands on her hips. "We don't pull fire alarms without permission." Then she made us all line up calmly by the door like it was a regular drill. No rushing, no urgency. She even stopped this kid Brian from calling his mom on his phone. She confiscated it and said no distractions during emergency procedures. The smoke was starting to fill up the whole back corner of the room by now. The carpet around Tyler's desk was turning black. A few kids were crying because they were scared, but Mrs. Harrison kept shushing them and telling everyone to maintain proper drill formation. She didn't call 911. She didn't grab the fire extinguisher from the hallway. She didn't even try to unplug the power strip that was obviously causing the problem. She just stood there like we were practicing for some test. It wasn't until Coach Williams saw black smoke coming out our second-floor window that someone finally did something. He was outside doing warm-ups with his PE class when he noticed it. He sprinted inside and up the stairs, taking them 2 at a time. When he burst into our classroom, his face went completely white. "What the hell is going on?" he yelled. Then he saw the smoking power strip and ran over to Tyler's desk. He grabbed a bunch of textbooks and started smothering the sparks while yelling for someone to get the janitor to cut the power. Coach Williams physically dragged all of us out of the classroom. Mrs. Harrison was actually arguing with him, saying she had everything under control and didn't want to reward disruptive behavior. By the time the janitor killed the power, there was a huge black scorch mark on the carpet and the wall socket was completely fried. The whole hallway smelled like smoke for the rest of the day. The principal called an emergency staff meeting that afternoon. Mrs. Harrison defended herself by saying she thought we were trying to get out of our math test and she didn't want to reward fake emergencies. She kept saying how important it was to follow proper procedures. Her punishment? A written warning in her file. That's it. But here's the crazy part. A few weeks later, a fire safety officer came to do a presentation for the whole school. During his talk, he opened with, "Sometimes the biggest danger in a fire isn't the flames, it's the adult who ignores them because they think they know better." All us kids from Mrs. Harrison's class started looking at each other. We knew exactly who he was talking about. Tyler raised his hand and told the whole story. The officer's face got really serious and he asked for Mrs. Harrison's name.